How's it going? Whew.
I think we're getting there.
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
The theme of my week has been, I need a do-over week.
Oh gosh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
No fun. It's
Let's
been
see
a
here.
wild week. So I hope that your week has been better than my week. Let's start. It's been
It has been
just some crazy stuff personally, and then also a leak in concrete slab. Dun, dun, dun. So
That was a good title.
yeah. So maybe that's what our topic is today. The crisis win. It's really about us.
It's about a leak in the house.
All of our crises that have went on for this week.
Oh man. Yeah.
So maybe next week when we're doing this live, we'll have a jackhammer in the background as the background sound.
Our son would love that.
Mm-hmm.
All the jackhammering. He'd just sit there and go, wow.
So I hope that you're having a good week. How are you doing with your baking? Any new baking?
I tackled one of my favorite items to eat. It's my weakness. I love cinnamon rolls. I can't get enough of them, man. And that's why we don't buy them. That's why I have never made them. But I tackled it. It was
Homemade. They were
homemade.
very
Homemade.
good.
It was too easy, which is scary.
Are you making some more this weekend?
I think I'm going to make some more this
Good.
weekend. And I might do a double batch so we can spread the love with our neighbors and our friends.
Oh, but wait, we're doing the brunch this weekend.
It doesn't matter. I can still make cinnamon rolls.
Oh, okay. We're going to have cinnamon rolls and orange rolls because we did the brunch from Urban Cookhouse. So
Yep.
I'm looking forward to that. They're delivering it to our neighborhood. So if your neighborhood, all you have to do is contact them and you can set it up. Wendy over there at Urban Cookhouse did a great job with that.
Yeah, thank you, Wendy. And
Yeah.
we're excited and we
Yes.
hope.
And I'm going to get mimosas. So.
We don't hope. We're excited to get that delivery of food. But yeah, so Michelle, how's your journaling going? I feel
It's
like we're
going
back in
pretty
middle
good.
school when I say journaling.
Yeah, I got my Lisa Frank, which that shows my age, I guess. But I got my Lisa Frank notebook. No, I'm just joking. I've been journaling this week. It's been going good. I think it's helping me just sort of like think through some things more in depth. So that's sort of been nice to give. Basically, I'm like, again, just focusing on that same one topic all week so that each time I'm writing about it, I'm having to think even deeper into the topic so that I'm not necessarily having, because I've heard people say with journaling, like it's really beneficial to set like a time limit and say I'm going to have to write for, say, 15 or 30 minutes or something like that.
Right.
And that's sort of hard to do, especially right now when you can barely get any kind of privacy because everybody, with the little kids and everything, it's sort of hard. So I've just been trying to say I'm going to do the same topic every day for maybe like 5 minutes, but then I am getting deeper because I'm talking about it each day. So that it's been going good.
Cool. I think we forgot the very beginning of who we are.
Oh yeah. Michelle, for you that don't know, I'm Michelle.
And I'm Justin. So again, welcome to the patio of Image in a Box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With that, I do want to open up. If you've got some great recipes for me to try,
Oh yeah,
throw them
that's
my
a good
way.
idea.
I'll be happy to take a before and after of the mess because I don't like messes in the kitchen. So that's why I really like the cinnamon roll one because I could clean up in between the risings.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. Oh, it was so therapeutic in that standpoint. But so, as some governments, some states are starting
Yeah.
to open up.
Yeah, some are going really quick and some are going slow. I know we're in Alabama and we're going pretty slow. I know a lot of people have not reacted in the best way towards the, opening things up slow. But, at least we're not having to be the experiment of opening up really fast. So you could look at it a little bit positive. But honestly, I was floored. I had to go to my mother's earlier today. And when I went out there, I was like, whoa. I mean, it was like bumper to bumper traffic. Last week, there was a lot of traffic when I went out there. But this week, whoa. I mean, it was bumper to bumper traffic. I was like, wow. I mean, we're like barely open and there's that many people out. So I don't know how well everyone is following the protocol. So I don't know. But we're sort of staying low key because we have to be more careful about it. So we haven't ventured out other than I am on the road because I'm driving out there. But anyway, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the retail with in Alabama, it's the 50% capacity. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to one of our team members, and I'm like, when is any store ever at 50% capacity? Except
like
for
Black Friday.
Black Friday. So like, I wonder if that's why we're seeing so many more people.
Yeah, that's true.
And then one thing that, our business, we told our team, hey, stay home for the month of May. Don't even try to do we're coming in and then we're not going in. So just stay home. There's not really a huge need for us to be physically in the office. So.
Well, and I think that was sort of like the protocol too.
Yeah. So, all right. So the title, A Crisis Win. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
I just want to do that noise. What can we do next? What are we talking about here, Michelle?
Well, so basically last week we went over a simple framework to just sort of guide you through thinking a little bit more strategically around what you're doing with your marketing right now to make sure that basically you are taking note in the panic mode to keep up with what's going on and to keep tabs on what's working and not working and funneling that back into your marketing strategy, and then also taking away key things that could really help you grow your marketing in the future and even open up new channels and new revenue streams going forward. And so today we ended last week. So if you didn't watch last week's live, go back and find it on our Facebook page or YouTube. But basically, we basically talked a lot about, or at the very end we talked about the at the very end we talked about your audience and how you really have found like this core audience through this crisis, because people that are still buying from you and willing to possibly get out in this time of risk were really avid fans. And so basically we need to channel in on those people, and so that's the crisis win.
Yeah, that is a crisis. You've got a loyal fan base, and I hope we put them in those buckets like we talked about with our simple framework. All right, and you're having those strategic marketing meetings like we talked about last week. Use your energy of this excitement of slowly opening back up to how can we hone in and market to those people.
Yeah, and so
and
basically
people like them too.
Right, and so basically that's the win today is in the crisis we found our avid supporters, and we're going to basically help take them to the next level and help you find more people like them, so that going forward, if you did find a new audience base, then we can help you find more people like that new audience base. But if you also found your core supporters and your core promoters, then we help you find more people like that. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
Okay, great. So with that, let's dive into the first group of people. Well, the first question, really. How do you find them?
Well, hopefully you were doing your due diligence and keeping up with general contact information. So this is easy if you have like an online store where you were actually setting up a person was buying stuff from you, and you got their email address and those sorts of things, or if you were doing donations and that sort of thing, then definitely you want to use those email addresses, obviously, and then you can email market to them.
Well, the other thing too, besides just email, don't forget about those phone numbers. If you were taking phone orders, you probably have a call back. There is plenty great texting systems out there to be like, hey, thanks for supporting us. You can do that same kind of marketing to them as well.
Right. You have to be a little careful though. What are the things if they're just texting someone that called them from a legal standpoint?
You just got to make sure you give them a way to opt out.
Okay.
That's another good thing. Is
So there
never
are
just spam
texting
people.
platforms that you may want to look into if you don't have one of those systems for your restaurant that automatically collects all that information and would have allowed you to text them. But anyway, so think of phone numbers, think of email addresses. Hopefully you were keeping up with those things, because that can be valuable for you to basically allow a way to get back in touch with those people and really just hone in on treating them really well, because they stuck with you through this really hard time. So you want to give them something in return. So, you can do something where you might offer them coupons, even do like a private party or event, because since we're running at like lower capacity right now anyway, and some people may be really hesitant to even get out, then why not have a special promoter event? I want all the people that supported me through this time, we're going to have a special event. And you might want to do it in stages, because you obviously don't want to have your whole store full of people, so you send it out to certain groups.
Well, and don't forget even a virtual event too.
Yeah,
that's still an option.
As
you're slowly
doing
opening.
like if you're like a retail store that sells clothes, you could do like a
spread, like a demo of the clothes. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't think of it either. Like a runway.
There you go.
So
runway.
you could like have it where people come out in different clothes and you talk about it and let people purchase them that way. And then you could let so many people into the store and that sort of thing. So that's one thing. And then, a key thing to think about is, if you have that audience, you can also use it to find more people like that. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up. But basically, that is just a really good way. We just want to make sure that you're thinking, oh, wait, these people were with me even when things weren't going so good. So how can I reward them and then also make sure to get them coming back and recurring?
Right. Again, it's about, hey, these people supported you, they came and worked with you, so let's engage them some more. Mm-hmm. And I love the idea of doing the pre-sale of anything you have.
Oh yeah, pre-sale too.
Because like these people, they could have been promoters, they could have been spreading the name spreading your name about, hey, get food here, or hey, go shop here online. Reward those people with, hey, this is an exclusive item. You get 2 days before it goes on the shelves. Who wants it? For this discounted price.
Right, that's a good idea.
You could even create a Facebook group for those people. Like, hey, we love you. Thank you. Here's how we want to reward you.
Right.
And we're going to do this ongoing.
Yeah, I think keeping it up and then turning it into some sort of like loyalty program, and maybe you already had a loyalty program, but you can like add these people in to that fold.
Yeah, so I think that's a good idea. So now, since you did your due diligence and you captured them, that's the easy side.
Yeah.
What if we didn't capture them? What if they're out there and we don't know who they are? Come back!
If you didn't, then hopefully you were doing a lot of stuff on social media. That would be my hope. So if you were doing a lot of stuff on social media, then there are some other ways. And even if you were not doing stuff on social media, but for some reason you weren't and you have Facebook Pixel installed on your website, then you can still do some things. So we'll talk a little bit about those. First,
before we dive into the specifics, I want to back up. If you weren't doing social media to drive those engagements, whatever platform you were using, go back to that and see what you can get out of that.
Right.
So we're going to hone in more on the social side with Facebook and Instagram. But I don't want you to think, well, I can't use my tool. Yes, use your tool, and if they don't have an easy way, maybe reach out to their support team to see what they can help you with.
Right.
So I just wanted to throw that in there real fast.
Yeah.
All right, so if we didn't capture them, what can we do with the Facebook side and the social side?
Well, so one thing is you can definitely go in and create Facebook audiences. And so doing that, it's a lot easier to do that if you have a business manager account. So if you don't have a business manager account, then you definitely need to set one up. And if you need help setting one up, then we can help you for free. Just reach out. We've got a number that you can text to get help. So it's on the screen for everybody except Instagram.
Instagram, we'll post it on our channel.
Yeah, so we can comment out and post that out on Instagram, or you can just go find us on Facebook. So anyways, you can text. The number is 256-559-1899, and you can text help.
Sorry, you need to text FB as in Facebook. So text that. We changed that last minute.
Okay. Anyways, so text FB to 256-559-1899.
Yep.
So anyways, we can help you get that set up. And basically, that's going to allow you to easily go in and set up the Facebook audiences. And there's tons of different audiences that you can do to help you find people that were really engaged with you throughout this whole process. So you can set the time window to go right when things got, pretty bad, depending on your time or your location. And so you can set the range to be, post-COVID to now. And then you can target it around website traffic if, again, you have the Facebook pixel installed. Right. And so you could do it around people that go to certain pages or just to your website in general and were on there for a certain amount of time or a certain amount of page views. And then you can also, people that were really engaged with your social media channels, like Facebook and Instagram specifically, because this is all in their ecosystem. But anyone who visited your page and engaged with your posts or ads, so you can set audiences around all of this so you can really hone in on those specific people. And the one thing is, people that sent you a message, you can create a whole audience around those people that sent you messages.
Wow. Okay.
So then you could have an audience around people. Say you were doing something where people had to message you to purchase, then you would have all of their information through, or you would have an ability to contact them by using the audiences.
Yep.
So you just set these audiences up and you can create all these different ones. You really just need to go into the tool once you get Business Manager, create an audience, and then you'll see all of the available options. And so again, if you have a pixel, then and I don't know the technicalities of that. If you create the Business Manager, do you have to would they have to link in the pixel?
You would pull in your assets like your Facebook page and your pixel that you already had.
Okay.
But you can also create a new one if you didn't have a pixel, but it won't have the old data.
Okay.
Just as a disclaimer there.
So, but if you already had the Facebook pixel and you obviously already had a Facebook page, then it will retroactively let you create these audiences with that data within the back end here. So definitely, if you need help with that, we can help.
Yeah,
it can get a little confusing, especially with all the chaos right now. We understand that might be something that you're like, well, I don't even want to deal with that right now. So we can help you get it set up and then show you where to go to then set up the audiences. And then once you get in there, it's really clear cut on this is what I want the audience to be. And so it gets pretty simple once you get past that just general setup. Yeah. And that's why we're wanting to help people do that for free. So
and one thing I want you to think about too, if you're in the restaurant industry, is the online ordering platforms. See what they can get you out to, because some of those systems might allow you to install a Facebook pixel, or they had a Facebook pixel, so you could pull that audience over to your account possibly. So again, just things to think about in your industry, specifically the tools that if you sent people away from your website or away from Facebook.
Well, yeah, and that with online donations for nonprofits as well, because you may use a platform for that, so you may have more information that than you realize. So just think about that. But the nice thing here is you can create those specific audiences about those people that did engage with your site, and then essentially you take that information and then you could send specific types of offers and coupon codes or anything around what your plan is to really reach or to really re-engage those people and to give them offers and discounts to thank them for being such a good supporter, then you can reach them more directly. Now, yeah, I know this isn't an exact science as having their specific email addresses. Some people might have engaged and didn't purchase,
Right.
but it at least gives you a way, if you didn't have that information captured, then it at least allows you a way to do like a general broader type targeting. And then the nice thing about, if people set these audiences up, then they can also reach more people. And so that's
How, Michelle?
That's a key thing, because I feel like that's the win. I mean, it's definitely the win portion of this discussion is, yes, we're going to channel in on what's really working and who's purchasing even though it's a bad time. And then we're going to make sure to re-engage them, make sure to continue providing them, if it's a new audience, providing them that service so you have that new revenue source ongoing. But then it's all about finding even more people so that you can grow, or as everything's reopening, you can make sure that your message is hitting more people like the ones that were so loyal to your brand.
Which is great. You want to find more people who engage with your brand, and that's where the lookalikes come in.
Yeah, and so with the lookalikes, there's a few things to consider when you're setting those up. So again, you have the business manager. We can help you set it up. Once you get that set up, you're going to create an audience, and right now we're going to create one around the people that engaged with, there's a bunch of different settings. So once you get in there, you'll see, and it's not overwhelming. It's very clear cut. I mean, it directly tells you what these people did. So you set those up. And then once you create those, Facebook's going to automatically ask you when you're done, do you want to create a lookalike audience? And you do. Yes, you do.
Go ahead.
But there's a couple things to consider there, is that you definitely want, so it'll have like a little scale when you create the lookalike. So there'll be a 1, 2, and 3, and you want to do the 3 because that's going to create 3 different audiences, and for your ads to work really well and to perform really well, you want to try to not have a learning limited audience. And so sometimes the algorithm can get a little confused if you don't have a broad enough audience.
Oh, okay.
And so it's really good to go ahead and create, because it's not easy to go back and add more. So go ahead and create that really broad audience.
It doesn't hurt you to have.
Right. So go to 3 and create that audience, and then you're going to want to use, the more geographically locked you are, the broader you need to be, so that your audience, when you're running ads, doesn't get learning limited. So if you're not geographically constrained, which hopefully, you've opened up a new virtual revenue source, and those ads might not need to be landlocked, to a geographical region. But for the stuff that you offer that is landlocked, then whatever ads and offers you're doing around that, you need to use that broader audience, which is going to be the 2 and 3% audience that you'll basically, once you're done with that process that I just talked about, which again is, you get a business manager, you create an audience. Once you create the audience, then it's going to ask you if you want to make a lookalike, and you do, and you want to slide the little scale over to 3, and then it's going to create 3 lookalike audiences. And so if you're very landlocked, you want to use the last 2 audiences to be broader on who you're targeting. And then if you're not landlocked, then using just that 1% audience is going to be okay.
Yeah, and one of the things I do want to mention is, we talked about the email marketing side. If you had those customers' email addresses in Facebook Messenger or in the Facebook audiences, you can actually import a list of customers, and again, you can create another lookalike
audiences and lookalikes.
And
again, on that, once you import, do the 3. And sometimes it can be problematic when you have the customer lists. So it really depends on how large your customer list is. So don't solely do that. So I would recommend,
that's just an added.
I would recommend, if you have the email list and it's rather large, and by large I mean, like at least 1,000. So if you have that size, then creating a lookalike off of that is going to perform a lot better. But the problem is with the lookalikes and the importing of those emails into Facebook, is sometimes people created their Facebook account and their Instagram account with like a different email address. So it really depends on what industry you're in. Because if you're in B2B, then people might be using their business address, which is not what they use on their social media accounts, more than likely.
Right.
And then if you're in the B2C, though, you might be in a good space. So think about that. If you're trying that and it's not working well, then that very well may be why. And if you're getting learning limited, that may be why as well, because
Right.
of it basically didn't register enough users to all of
Right.
those
Yeah.
email
Don't
addresses.
upload a list of 10 email addresses.
Well, it won't even let you. Like, it'll say that's not enough.
I think 100 might be the minimum.
I can't remember
They've
off
changed
of
it,
Well,
yeah.
and each platform's different,
Yes.
so I can't remember off
Yeah.
the top of my head. But definitely, don't forget about the lookalike audiences, and don't forget to go all the way to the 3 when you're creating any of them.
And
to
again,
start with.
the lookalikes are specifically there so you can run ads and target those people who are just like your biggest promoters. That's what we're going for.
Right,
here,
and we're
folks.
just trying to reach more people like that, so that then you can reach even more people. And we can definitely help you out. Again, just text the 256-559-1899 with FB.
Yep.
And we can help you get it set up, because we definitely know right now that, again, everything's a little chaotic, and if you weren't already doing this, then it can be hard to be like, well, I don't have time to set that up right now. So we can help you for free. We can get it set up.
We're nerds. We like being in the tools.
So definitely reach out.
Yeah.
We'd love to help.
Anything else to add there on the audience side?
I don't think so. I mean, definitely reach out if you're in the tool and you're trying to set those things up, or if you've done this in the past and you haven't had good luck. I mean, reach out. I'd love to talk through sort of what your setup is and see how we can make it more effective for you.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool.
So-
That's how we won in this crisis. Is
Yeah.
We found our largest and our best promoters and engaged users of your brand. So let's make sure you follow up with them. Don't wait. You got to think about it. All these other businesses are going to be hitting them up quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And think
Well, I
about
mean, they
the
already
big
have
brands.
been,
The
yeah.
big brands are going to start.
Well, they didn't even have to stop quite as hard.
Well,
as
some of the retail
small.
did, so that's why I was thinking
Right.
more on the retail side. So just don't think you should wait to do these things, because you don't want to be the last one out the gate, and then you don't get any.
Well, yeah, I
assistance
mean,
from
I
that.
definitely would recommend a good advertising strategy around, hitting. I think this is a solid strategy to be most effective in this time, and to find those correct people that you want more like. Because, think about it like this. If we do go into lockdown mode again, which is very probable, I mean, people have been talking about it, depending on how things go once things open up, depends on how much further we go, so it may go backwards. So if it goes backwards, you still need more people like the ones that were engaging with
Yeah.
you when there was the restrictions going on. So that's why we feel that this strategy can be really beneficial for people, because it's finding more people like the ones who were most engaged in this vulnerable time. So don't don't get so hung up on, well, I want to just blast everybody. I think any kind of strategy of being, a little more focused can really help you go a lot further and get even more value out of the dollars that are spent. And don't feel like, that you shouldn't be advertising right now. As long as you're being being authentic with people and letting them know, that you care about their concerns and
Right.
everything that's going on with this crisis. I think that, that's definitely something to put into the way you're advertising and stuff like that. So don't feel like you can't. I definitely think it's 2 thumbs up if you are, because I've seen several studies that different resources that I follow were saying that people don't feel like people should not be advertising to them. And there was a very high percentage. I can't remember the exact percentage, but I feel like it was at least like 90% of people said that they thought that was okay, even in the current climate. So don't feel like you can't. Just obviously don't act like numb to everything.
Right, yeah.
But then also don't act like the world is ending either. So
There's a fine line.
Find that happy balance. Don't have a bunch of pictures of your associates or your team members all huddled close together. Obviously, being a little, like, make them feel more comfortable with the idea that you are following social distancing, and you're making sure people in your store are. So just keep those things in mind. And really, I just wish you the best of luck with everything going on right now. And I hope that you're safe and that you're able to make some good progress on your marketing, and that we're here to help. So
With that, I think we'll sign off. This is Justin.